Hey guys, I'm gonna pin my video. There we go. And I'm just gonna wait for people to come on. As you guys join live, or if you're watching a recording, let me know in the comments where you are calling in from. And I promise not to take up too much time today. Welcome. We have Christina, Tiffany, Carolyn. So this meeting is usually we do one weekly phone call on Mondays. Since it's the summer, it might vary the time. So just make sure to check your emails or your texts. I usually text out Friday night. And then Sunday evening, Monday morning, just to remind you when this call is. We have about 20 people in this group. So I'm just gonna wait a couple more minutes to see if anybody else joins on. But let me know in the chat feature where you guys are calling in from. I think most of you know I live in the suburbs of Boston, and I just did 10 minutes of a workout and I stopped to do this phone call. And I'm only sharing that with you because if you have a short amount of time to fit in a workout, do whatever you can squeeze in. You don't necessarily need a whole hour. You don't need 30 minutes. Just use your time as best you can. All right, I'm gonna get going in just 1 minute. I'm just gonna allow a few more people to hop on live. I'm surprised we don't have more, but then again, it is a Monday morning. Tommy is off at his first day of camp. So I'm very excited about that. Connor is bummed to be missing his bud. But you know, we're all going to be happy for it. All right, I'm just going to go. And as people come in, I will let them come in. So, Tiffany shared that she is calling from Geneva, a suburb of Chicago, and Christina is right outside Philly in Glenside, Pennsylvania. Welcome, guys. All right. Okay, let's get going. Welcome to the Faster Way to Fat Loss. Most of you know what this program is all about. This is going to be a 6-week journey that I'm going to introduce to you different principles. I call them tools, different tools that you can use to reach your goal. This program is not just about weight loss, it's not just about fat loss. It's also about preventing disease, having more energy, fulfilling your purpose. And so I want you guys to absorb everything that I'm going to teach you. Take what fits your lifestyle. Okay. If I introduce a tool to you that you're like, yeah, this isn't going to work, don't think you can't do the program. Just say, okay, let's make this work without that tool. So here are some of the tools that we're going to learn over the next 2 weeks. Okay. So this is 6 weeks. This is like prep week. Okay. We're going to learn how to macro track. We're going to create our macro goals. Next week, we're going to get into carb cycling. And then after that, we're going to work on specifically pairing our workouts with our macro cycle. We have 2 low carb days and we do HIIT workouts on those days. We have regular macro days, which is more carbs, and we do strength workouts on those days. So let's get to the beginning. And here we go. Lesson number 1. Intermittent fasting. This is a very popular tool that people are using right now. Some of you have probably already implemented it. Some of you have done it before. Basically, it's just giving your body a state of full rest, digestive rest for 12 to 16 hours. Here in the Faster Way, we do a fast of 12 to 16 hours. All that means is that you are finished eating for the day, you know, whatever time that is for you. If you have young kids, maybe that's 7 p.m. If you, you know, are a little bit of a late night person, that might be 8 or 9. I have people sometimes who start their fast at 6 p.m. It doesn't matter, whatever fits your schedule, make it work for you. From that point, you are going to go 12 to 16 hours until, sorry, I don't know how to like make this be quiet. You are going to go 12 to, here we go. Do not disturb. Thank you. Okay. You're going to go 12 to 16 hours, not eating any fiber or anything that is over 50 calories. You can, of course, have water. You can have herbal tea. You can even have a single serving of kombucha. You can have non-dairy creamer in your coffee. I love the unflavored Califia Farms oat milk creamer. We'll get into dairy in a minute, but we prefer to do non-dairy creamers. And it really, if you are pregnant or nursing, nobody here is pregnant, I don't think, but I think I probably have some nursing clients. You're only going to do between 12 and 15. 16 hours is for those of you who are not nursing, are not trying to get pregnant anytime soon. If you are going to be trying to get pregnant anytime soon, I recommend about 14 hours. If I know I have somebody in here who has medication and they can't fast longer than 12 hours, so that's going to be you. Most of you on this call, you're going to aim somewhere between 14 and 16 hours. The goal in the faster way is 16 hours. In my personal experience, I find that I get super hangry and then I get stressed and anxious when I hit that 16-hour mark. So I really want my clients to feel good. I find that I have laser-like focus before I break my fast. So I am the most productive from when I wake up to when I break my fast. For me, I have ADD, I have ADHD, and that fast just allows me to just get stuff done. And so I really enjoy being in that state. Some people don't like how it makes them feel. It might make them feel anxious. So for you, you could focus on the 12 to 14 hours, especially if you have a hard time fitting in all of your macros. So bottom line, we're going to implement intermittent fasting. It is a great way to help tap into our fat stores, to help reduce disease, chance of disease, I should say. There's a lot of other great benefits that intermittent fasting has that do not have anything to do with weight loss. Like I said, there is one study that says that it potentially reduces your risk of Alzheimer's. I've said that on Instagram a few times and some people come at me. But this research is limited, and what the research they do, it isn't always with women, or it's not with the 16-hour fast, it's with the 24-hour fast. So there's a lot of conflicting information. So don't go down the rabbit hole to research it. Trust me in me telling you that it is perfectly safe to do a 12 to 16-hour fast. If you prefer to be on the more conservative side, stick between 12 and 14 hours. If you are ready and excited for a change, attempt the 14 to 16 hours. I hope that makes sense to everybody. Let me know in the comments if you do have a question. It also helps reduce resting blood sugar levels, something that I have always struggled with. I'm always like on the tail end of like almost being like pre-diabetic with my blood sugar levels. It's like a genetic thing. But with intermittent fasting, I've been able to control it and my sugar cravings are lower. All right, next we're going to talk about what can you eat in the faster way. You can eat anything. That's the good news. I'm going to tell you what we recommend that you eat, but know that you can eat anything. This isn't supposed to be restrictive, okay? So in the faster way, we believe in eating whole food nutrition. All that means is eating foods that are kind of in their most natural state or close to or unprocessed. The point of this is trying to just get wholesome foods that are jam-packed with nutrients that your body can use. Think of obviously fruits and vegetables, lean protein. We do recommend gluten-free. However, I'm going to put this with an asterisk. Try this for the first 6 weeks. If you notice zero difference between eating gluten and not eating gluten, feel free to add it back in after the 6 weeks is up. I prefer sources that are partially fermented. That makes it easier for you to digest. Things that are partially fermented are things like sprouted grain, like Ezekiel bread or sourdough. Sourdough is already partially fermented. It's easier for you to digest. And that's what I choose if I am going to eat gluten, especially in the form of bread. Naturally gluten-free things, oats, quinoa, rice, what else? All of the legumes, things like that. We recommend going dairy-free. The reason behind that is some dairy we believe can be inflammatory. If you are going to eat dairy, it's not a bad idea if you are a vegetarian to try to bump up your protein goals. If you are going to eat dairy, I recommend going full fat for the most part and definitely organic. Again, if this is one of those things, I recommend going dairy-free for the 6 weeks. After the 6 weeks, if you notice no difference between having dairy and not having dairy, then feel free to add it back in. On Saturday, we have treat day. It's not cheat day, it's treat day. However, I do believe that you can have treats every single day as long as they are, within I'm trying not to say like the wrong words here. I think you could have chocolate covered almonds every single day of the week if you really wanted to. I think you could have a small peanut butter cup if you wanted to. If you wanted to have, a popsicle that fits in with your macros, have it. Treat day is on Saturday. And that's something like Amanda, the founder of the program, like loves donuts. So she always talks about eating donuts. I have clients that are like, can I eat dairy and gluten on treat day? And for the first 6 weeks, I recommend try not to. They do have gluten-free treats. I'm sure most of you are already aware of them. Some of you probably already eat gluten-free. But for me and my family, sometimes we just really love a good pizza. And there really isn't that great of a substitute, at least where I live, for a good vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free pizza. So I say enjoy it. If that's something that brings you happiness and joy, then go for it. So for me, quick example of what my meals in a day look like. On a regular macro day, I might have oatmeal or overnight oats for breakfast. And that's usually around 11 a.m., 10 or 11 a.m. I follow the 14-15 hour protocol. I have that. A couple hours later, maybe around 1 o'clock, I will either have a grain bowl or a salad, or even a sandwich. These days I am eating more gluten. And then a few hours later, I will have like a smoothie or a piece of fruit. And then dinner is some type of a lean protein, salmon, chicken. We'll do lean beef, we'll do tacos, have my vegetable, roasted broccoli, asparagus, or a side salad. And then I have my carbs, roasted potatoes, brown rice, quinoa, something like that. But you really want to make sure that you're always getting fats, protein, and carbohydrates in every single meal. Next week, we're going to talk about carb cycling, and we do switch that up a little bit. But I find that most of my clients coming in have no problem hitting their fat goals, but they all struggle to hit their protein and carbs. So the trick there is to make sure that you have some protein, some carbohydrates, and fats in every meal. All right, now you're thinking like, wait, how do I know how much to eat? Let's quickly talk about the app. So hopefully all of you have already downloaded the app. We are going to be using the app for a lot. So I'm going to be emailing you daily. Let me know if you did not get the daily email. You should have. The same exact thing that I email you is actually going to be in our Facebook group. So if you, for some reason, don't get an email, maybe it went to spam or something got screwed up on my end, you could always go to Facebook and check there too for what the daily prompt is. It's like a daily lesson, but you can also use the app. So when you open up the app, mine's going to look a little different because I have the VIP version because I'm a coach, but it's going to have your day. So for me, today is a low carb day. Don't worry about that. I'll talk about that next week. This week, I just want you to focus on intermittent fasting, eating whole food nutrition, and we're going to start to track macros. So here's how you figure out how many macros you should have. So bonus, try today's workout. Mondays are one of the days that I do my Peloton. I'll talk about it at the end. But anyway, here is the nutrition. So this is the meal plan. This is optional. The first 2 weeks, we recommend following the meal plan as close as you can, as you enjoy, because you're still figuring out how to track macros. So if you follow the meal plan, you're going to hit about a 1,600, 1,650, 100 calories macro plan. You're all going to be different. I'm going to show you in 1 second how you calculate that. But we do recommend trying to follow the meal plan. And if your calorie goal is about 1,800 or 1,900, you will need to add a snack or two, okay? Or increase your portions. All right, so here's the fasting timer. I mentioned intermittent fasting. This is today's daily to do. We have a 12 and a 16 already built in. You can add a 14 or a 15, which is usually what mine is. And then here we are. We're going to go to your profile. When you open up the app, you should already be prompted to do this, but go to my macro goals. Here, you are going to, I already have mine in here, but there's a calculator right there if you didn't already do it. So then you're going to hit that calculator. You will enter your height, your weight, your age. Next. Okay, your activity level. Here's a good question. What to enter. If you are just going to be doing the faster way to fat loss workouts, you're going to select moderately active. If you are breastfeeding, you are going to select one activity level more active. So if you are going to do the faster way workouts, but you're breastfeeding, select very active. Okay. If you are not going to do the faster way workouts, you will select lightly active. Most of you are not going to be sedentary, but I'm going to double check these. On Wednesday, not today, on Wednesday, you are going to create, your goal. Most of you are going to be lose weight. Later on, we'll change that, but most of you are going to be lose weight. Okay, done. For low carb day, if you are nursing, you're going to write 100. If you are not nursing, you are going to put 50. So most of you will put 50 down here for this low carb net day. Again, don't worry about that this week. We're going to talk about it next week. Don't worry about it this week. We're going to talk about carb cycling next week. But for low carb net day, put 50 if you are not nursing. If you are my male, I have one male in this group, and you're nursing, then you will put 100. Okay, so now we can finally click done. Oh, one last thing, sorry. Most of you are going to select 45, 25, 30. That just means that 45% of your calories are going to come from carbs, 25% of your calories are going to come from protein, and 30% of your calories are going to come from fat. All of you are going to select that. The people that are not are my vegetarians and my vegans. You are going to select the 50, 20, 30. If you have a known autoimmune disease, if you have Hashimoto's, and again, this is known and diagnosed, you're going to select 40, 30, 30. That is a higher protein, a lower carbohydrate program. It is very hard to hit 30% protein. If you're not used to eating that much protein, it is hard to digest. I don't recommend it unless you are someone like my mom who has a known autoimmune disease and she does not do well eating a higher carb diet. So that's who that is for. So all of you are going to check 45, 25, 30. Unless you're a vegan vegetarian, you'll go with the 50 carbs. And if you have a known autoimmune disease, then you'll check the 40. This is all going to be in the daily emails. So if you're scrambling to write this down, this will be in your daily emails. Everything I'm saying right now is going to be in your daily emails. I'm just giving it to you all at once because this is day one. All right. On Wednesday, again, this will be in your daily email. On Wednesday, I'm going to ask you to post a screenshot of this and post it in our Facebook group. If you are not going to use our Facebook group, that's fine. Just text me. You can text back that number that I texted you about the reminder for this meeting. So just do a screenshot and text me. Make sure that you have filled out the new client assessment. If you're like, oh, I didn't get a link to that. When you first signed up, I sent most of you emails saying, welcome. A flurry of you signed up yesterday, so those may still be coming to you. So let me know if you didn't get that new client assessment, because when I look at this, when you post this, I'm gonna look at it against your new client assessment to make sure that it's right. So if you post this and you are eating like 1,200 calories, I'm gonna say, this is wrong. What is different? Like, what do I need to change? What do I need to fix here? Most of you are going to be between 16 and 1,800 calories. Some of you that have a little bit more weight to lose on your journey, you're going to be probably a little bit more north of that. And that's okay. That's great. The biggest problem I see in my clients who come here is that they're eating too little. They have been eating too little for too long. Their metabolism is no longer optimally functioning. So in the beginning of this program, if this is you, you may say, I'm not seeing drastic results right away. And that's because we're trying to get your body back to functioning as it should, using fat for fuel, no longer being a sugar burner, but converting into being a fat burner. It may take a few weeks for your body to be like, oh my gosh, like I'm being properly fed. Like I can actually, I don't have to, save all of this energy because I don't know the next time I'm going to get more. So it may take a little bit for you to start to see some drastic results. It's going to take most of you 4 weeks to start to see results. I'm not going to lie. This is not a Whole30 where you're expected to drop 10 pounds the first 2 weeks. This is supposed to be a sustainable long-term program. I'm teaching you guys tools that you can use that will help you get to your goal that you can do long-term. There's no wagon to fall off. This is implementing these principles. There are no bad days. If there is a meal or a moment that you feel like you could have made a better decision, reflect on how it made you feel and move on. So say you ended up having 3 servings of ice cream instead of 1. and you're like, ugh, everything is like, I'm just going to go into now the chocolate peanut butter cups. I'm just going to, go down this rabbit hole. Instead of doing that, say, you know what? I enjoyed that ice cream. That was really good. And tomorrow I'm going to have extra energy to power through in my workout. And I'm just going to move on. I'm going to have, a smoothie after my workout, and I'm just going to power through, and I'm going to pick right back up where I know I can. And so don't dwell on the mistakes. We focus on progress over perfection. I don't expect perfection from any of you. I am not perfect myself. I never have been. I think that it's important to realize that your success is not just going to go like this. None of you here watching this, your success is not just going to go straight up, or rather, I guess, straight down if we're talking about like a weight loss program. Your success is not going to go like that. It's going to go like that. Maybe we're going to plateau. Maybe we'll go down. Maybe we'll go up. But eventually the goal is from point A down to point B, somewhere in that area. But it's not just going to be a straight line. So acknowledge that, embrace that, and move forward. So the part that I love about the Faster Way is that before I came here, I would eat way too little. I would be starving. I would overeat, and then I'd be like, oh my God, I ate too much. And then I would like binge on exercise to make myself feel better. And then I would end up starving, and then I would overeat again. And it was just a vicious cycle. What I love about the Faster Way is that when you exercise, you're going to be like, I feel like I should be doing more. And what I love about this is that our workouts are effective, but they're not going to leave you feeling depleted and dead and want to eat like you ran a marathon, which is what happens to me when I do way too much cardio. You're going to be like, I'm doing the least amount of cardio I've ever done. And that's okay. Okay. A lot of you are going to have to get out of that mindset that like you need to do cardio for an hour to see results. That's not true. You need to lift weights and build muscle to see results. Okay. And we're going to combine our strength training program with HIIT and cardio on our low carb days, so we burn more fat for fuel. So we're going to be doing low carb days, Mondays and Tuesdays, and you'll learn about that next week. Like I said, this week, just work on following the meal plan. And then we add back in our carbs and we add in the strength. Our strength workouts are awesome. I know a lot of you go to other programs, or you have trainers, or you do other stuff, but really try to do our strength training workouts on Monday and Tuesday. If you want to do the Peloton, if you have a Peloton, or if you're a runner, Mondays and Tuesdays are great days to do HIIT workouts. I personally don't usually do the Faster Way Monday, Tuesday workouts because I have a prolapse and I can't do high impact workouts anymore. So I don't do them because when I do the modifications, my heart rate doesn't get high enough. I'm in shape. I just can't do high impact things. So I choose to use my Peloton on Mondays and Tuesdays to get into that HIIT cardio level without the high impact exercises. If you do not have a prolapse, if you don't have a diastasis recti, try the Monday workouts. They're great. You can add on 10 minutes to the beginning and end for some steady state cardio if you want a longer workout and you have that time. You do not need to, but if you have that time and you want to, go ahead and do it. I love to work out, so I often will do that. But I know most of my clients are not in the same boat as me. So that's that. Does anybody have any questions before I continue on? On Fridays, we celebrate our wins. So Monday, Tuesday is going to be a low carb HIIT day. We will talk about those next week. Wednesday is usually full body. Thursday is upper body. Friday is a rest day. Saturday is lower body. Sunday is rest. In the app, you will find that the rest days have workouts. I don't do them. I actually take full on rest days. If you want to, you can do them. Some of them are stretch and you can do those. I've got 3 kids. I've got a lot going on. The fact that I don't have to try to squeeze in a workout by myself is kind of nice. Maybe I'll go for a walk with the kids in a stroller. That's fine. You have the option as well to move some of the regular strength days around. If you would like Wednesday as a rest day, take Wednesday as your rest day and just bump your full body to Thursday, your arms to Friday, and your leg day will be Saturday. If you cannot fit in your leg day on Saturday, you could do it on Friday and then just take the weekend off. A lot of you are not going to do that. You also, if you wanted, could do your leg day on Sunday. Might regret that on Monday's workout, but you can do that. All right. Lastly, make sure that you are drinking at least half of your body weight in ounces of water and you are getting your rest. if I have the option of waking up at 5 a.m. to work out or sleep, I choose sleep every day. In the faster way, our pillars are, now I'm like not thinking of it. Cardio is the least important. So we want to make sure that we're eating good food. So our diet is the most important. And then the next one is going to be our rest. And then we're going to focus on strength training. And then we focus on cardio. So cardio is like the least important thing here. So for those of you who are my cardio bunnies, throw that out the window. We are not cardio bunnies here. I currently am like the leanest I've been in years, and I do the least amount of cardio. True story. All right. If we don't have any questions, I'm going to let you guys go about your day. But today's focus is eating whole foods and intermittent fasting. Fit in the workout if you can. Tomorrow, same thing. Try the intermittent fasting, drink plenty of water, try to stay occupied and busy, and focus on eating your whole foods. For the first 2 weeks, we recommend trying to follow along with the meal plan as closely as you can. If you don't like something, if there is like a lean white flaky fish and you don't like it, add in a different fish that you like. And if you don't like fish, then do chicken. Lean protein, you can do any of the swaps that you want. Carolyn asked, for Peloton on low carb days, is a HIIT style recommended or any class? I personally would do any class except for like a beginner. I used to say like the HIIT and Tabata, and those are going to be the hardest. But I feel like most classes are going to have you going up and down anyway. So I would say anything except for like, sometimes a climb ride where you're not, I just want to make sure the trainer in me wants your heart rate getting up high. And then I want a period of recovery. And then I want your heart rate to get up high. And then I want a period of recovery. Throughout the rest of the day, you will burn more calories. You will burn more fat for fuel if you do that versus just the steady state. Studies have shown that people that do the steady state workout, it's like you're burning the calories during the, or rather using the energy during the workout, but then you don't have as much of an afterburn when you finish. By doing a HIIT workout, you're going to have more of an afterburn. So it's going to be a little bit more effective, and it's going to increase your cardiovascular level. So if you're trying to get more in shape, it will definitely help you there. There's a time and a place for steady state in the beginning and at the end of your strength training workouts. Again, time and a place. But for our HIIT workouts for Monday and Tuesday, try to get a workout that's going to go up and down. If you do the Peloton, you can look and see like what they're doing. So I just look to make sure that I see like those little, not plateaus, but you know what I mean? Like the little bars that like, you can tell you're going to be doing something challenging. All right. If you guys have any questions, use the Facebook group to leave a question in the group. I will be in there. I have someone that's going to be helping me this round. You could also text me and you could also DM me. It's summer, so I don't always have my phone on me, but I do my best to answer you within 24 hours, hopefully less than that. And yeah, so use the Facebook group, leave your question below the daily thread. Don't start a new one, and interact with each other. You guys are here to help each other, and I am here to help you. I'm excited for all of you. All right, that's all I have. I don't want to take up any more time, but you guys are going to do awesome. I'm really excited for you to start this journey, and yeah, have a great week. Bye, guys.